Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. Despite the win over the LA Chargers this past Sunday night, there's been a lot of talk around the fanbase on why the offense has seemed to struggle putting up as many points as we expect, with an offense that boasts such prominent weapons such as Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, and Elijah Mitchell. Some have blamed Kyle Shanahan, others have blamed Jimmy Garoppolo, but I firmly believe that it's mainly the offensive line. They've been doing very well in the pass game, but the explosives in the run game just haven't been there. We're going to take a look at 3 explosive runs that were missed and why it happened. The run game just hasn't been what it's been in the past, so let's jump to the film and see why it is that the 49ers aren't lighting up the scoreboard. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. First, we're going to have a little RPO here to Elijah Mitchell, and it only goes for a couple yards. We're going to run a wide zone off of it, and the read is on the will linebacker. Without the motion from Deebo, Trent Williams would go pick up the will, but the motion draws the will out, and so Trent will be free to go get the free safety. We're doing well on our reach blocks, and have Williams and Brendel set up to get up on the second level. You can see the lane getting set up. The key is going to be Brendel getting up on the linebacker. But he blocks with his hands, not his feet and his head. He needs to get his head on the outside shoulder of that linebacker and seal him off. He doesn't, and you see, if Mitchell can hit this hole, he's gone. I mean gone. Touchdown, 70-yard run. This is what the field looks like at the moment I froze. There's no safety there. The closest guy is the backside safety, and this drive ended in a punt. Okay, so now we're going to run a counter run. We're going to down block across and pull Banks around to kick out the end man and use check lead around. Deebo is also tasked with going and picking up Derwin James, number 3. Right here, you can see we have everyone accounted for. This should be a huge gain, but details. Banks has to get his head on the other side of the end man. If he runs around you upfield, oh well, you got Elijah Mitchell and he's not running around you upfield and tackling Mitchell. Instead, his guy is going to be able to shed inside and affect the play. Mitchell wanted to cut it up inside, but he had to run through the arm tackle of the end man, and Deebo can't get to his guy. Deebo knows it would have been a huge play because the only guy who could have tackled Mitchell was the backside safety. Why is it important? Because this is the very next play, and we punt on the drive. Okay, so there's at least 7 points, possibly even 14 points taken off the board. So now we're going to run a wide zone with Deebo Samuel. We'll talk a little bit about the zone blocking schemes here. The guards are going to be tasked with reach blocks on this run. Brendel and McGlinchey will be tasked with getting to the second level. These aren't set in stone though. What these guys really are responsible for are gap players. The guards are responsible for the 1 and 2 gap players, which will be the defensive tackles. Brendel and McGlinchey are responsible for the 0 and 4 gap defenders, or the stack backers. If they were to slant the line and exchange gap responsibilities, the blocking assignments will change men, but not the gap defenders. This is why it's called zone blocking. They're blocking an area, so if the defense changes responsibilities post-snap, you have an answer. So right here you see there would have been a huge lane for Deebo, but there's a defender in it. How did he get there? If we back it up, you see Brendel is getting held by the defensive tackle. Good job by him, but Brendel just can't let himself get held. These defenders are taught to do this. He's got to break that guy's hand off of him in some way and find a way to get up on the linebacker, because if he does, Deebo is gone. I mean, 75-yard touchdown gone. You can see there is no one past the line. If we go to the all-22, you can see there was no one there. Trent had picked off the backside safety. There's literally no one between Deebo and the end zone, except the one linebacker we couldn't pick up. And this drive ended in a punt. That's 3 huge plays and potentially 21 points left on the field. How much different do we see this game if we pick up just 2 blocks and get 2 huge explosives in the run game? We're not talking about Kyle the way we are. We aren't talking about if the offense can keep up with other teams. We're hanging nearly 40 points on a good team, and it's a blowout. The biggest difference for the team has been the lack of explosives in the run game. They're there to be had. We have got to execute.